Kristen?
I'm gonna stand. Y'all mind if I stand? He's probably gonna hate it. He's gonna be walking around with me. All right, I don't like sitting and talking because I'm more of a moving type person. Obviously, you guys know I work for the Lewistown Police Department. I've been in the police department for, I already explained, over 20 years. A little bit of more background on me. When I was in New York, I dealt with a lot of the college students at St. Bonaventure University. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that university, but I was there dealing with a lot of the college kids and underage drinking and so on and so forth. When I moved to Virginia, after about, I'm going to say 2008, probably about 10 years in, I was moved to youth detective. We were called detectives, but we worked in the schools. Where I came from in Virginia, after 17 and a half years there, we had security officers there, and then we as police officers dealt with all the other crimes inside the school. I was in a big inner city area. I dealt with gangs. I dealt with, a lot of criminal activities such as domestic violence with the kids or with the children, with their parents, sexual assault, and so on. So I investigated anything that dealt with my kids at my school down in Virginia. Now here's a little bit different. The security officers in Virginia made sure that things were safe down there. I was just kind of backup for them. Here I'm at. So here what I do is I do everything from school security to investigations to fights, breaking up fights, dealing with fights, dealing with unruly children and so on. I'd hate to say it, but I've dealt with everything from the elementary school all the way to the middle school. Those are the three schools I'm assigned to. And it's just been, this year alone, it's been pretty hectic. I will say I probably had 15 charges out on children already. So I'm guessing 8 on 1 alone. Wait, no, actually 10. So does it happen? Is it needed? Am I needed there? Yes, I am needed there. This is my job. This is what I do. The school comes to me for any kind of legal action that needs to be done. But I also go in and I counsel the kids. I talk to the kids. I have fun with the kids. I have a bunch of kids that come to my office just to say, "Hi, Mr. Croyle, how are you?" I go up to the elementary school and talk to the kids there, and we do high fives all the way down the hallway just because they're the little guys. They're the ones that I want them to be able to approach me. And that's my biggest thing that I can't stand. I hate it when parents sit there and see a police officer says, "You act up, you're going to go with them." I hate that. And I want to make sure these little guys know that that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to take you away. And then it starts to go into the intermediate school. Once the intermediate school starts, that's when kids are starting to get a little bit more mouthier and so on. And then that's when we start getting into the bullying issue. And that's what I'm going to roll into is the bullying issue. Does it start in the intermediate? I've seen some of it start in the elementary school, and I've seen most of it start in the intermediate school. So we're trying to target the intermediate kids more than the other two schools. I think once they hit middle school, it's pretty much done. I think the kids are already scarred from it, but we still see a lot of issues of bullying in the middle school. We still see a lot of issues of bullying down in the elementary school. We are addressing those as we go. I'm working hand in hand with the school. They have a thing called it's a positive behavior character counts. We're working hand in hand together. If a kid did something right, hey, go put your name. You put your name on this thing. You put it in the box, and they win prizes. So we're working hand in hand on that, and we're talking to these kids about bullying. Have I arrested for bullying? Yes, I have. Last year at the middle school, I had a girl. She was bullied to the point where she actually turned into one. And I think I told you guys, probably remember the story, but I've arrested her, but she's actually my mentor, one of my mentors now. And she turned out to be, once I talked to her and found out her issues and what was going on, I helped her a little bit. Now she's one of my mentors for my bullying prevention program. I should say bullying awareness is what we're actually calling it. We've done National Night Out. We had a tent there on all the bullying awareness that we could put out. She was there. I actually had another girl that was there that was bullied. She's a little bit more meek and mild, but I'm working with her on her self-esteem to be able to talk to people. This Saturday, we're actually going to do a tent there also. and both the girls are going to be there. They're going to help me, and we're going to talk to them all about the bullying, or kids that come up and talk about the bullying project. One of the things that I want to express, everybody says, and we always get this with the parents, my child's been picked on. Okay, what happened? There's always two sides of the story, right? I mean, being a cop for over 20 years, there's always two sides. He did this, no, he did this, and then you find out you both did it. So what we do is when a parent comes in and says, my child's being picked on, we ask them what is going on and how are they being picked on. Is it constant? Is it repetitive? Is it habitual? Is it aggressive behavior? What is being done? Now, if I just come up and I come up to him, I can't even because I come up to him and I'm like, you know what? I don't like your glasses. And then walk away. And then that's it. That's all I say. Am I bullying him? No, I'm not. I'm just like expressing I don't like your glasses. Get something different. So, but if I keep doing it and keep doing it, hey, 4 eyes, hey this, hey that, geez, you're not doing anything. But I've heard loser this week. So, you hear that and they keep picking, and it's aggressive, habitual behavior. He's going to get sick and tired. He's either going to pop me in the mouth and then he gets in trouble, which, because we don't find out that it's a bullying issue until after the fact, or he's going to come to us and say, hey, I'm being bullied, something needs to be done. The school knows, usually it comes in, school gets involved, they do what they can do. Actually, we've had 2, 3, 4, 5, I think, kids already separated in different classes and so on. So they're aggressively doing what they can do school-wise. We just can't kick kids out of school and say, oh, well, you're bullying the first time, get out. We can't do that. But if it gets to the point to where it's harassment, he can be arrested, or well, since I'm bullying you, I can be arrested for harassment. Codes just came out. There is a cyber harassment out there. So if I go home, and I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to get him. Let me watch this. I'm going to get on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm just going to keep poking. I can go to jail. Well, I don't want to say jail, but I can get a summons for cyber harassment as well. So it's just something that you gotta be aware of and understand what bullying is. Now, if anybody asks you, hey, my kid is having an issue at school, well, ask them, what's the issue? Are they being picked on? Are they being bullied? Or is it just like a one-time thing? We all know, I hate to pick on the women, we all know we're catty, right? We're a bunch of catty girls, aren't we? Girls are the worst. But I could be best friends with these two, stir the pot a little bit, next thing you know, these two are mad at each other, and I'm walking away like, and then what happens? A parent comes in because she's crying her eyes out saying, she's picking on me, no, she's picking on me, no, she said this. Is that really bullying? It kind of, no, but it kind of, if it's constant, yes. But if I come back into the picture and say, hey, let's be friends again, and they're like, yeah, let's be friends. And then 2 weeks down the road, she's picking on me. So, and we see that a lot, especially with the younger girls in the elementary and the intermediate. We see that constantly. We have to address it in a different perspective. We pull all 3 of them in, myself, and I work very closely with the guidance counselors, and we talk to them and say, look, what's going on? And then we find out, Kristen's the instigator. She's stirring the pot. She's saying this about her, and then she turns around and says, she said this. Who gets in trouble? Well, I do. I stir the pot. But next you know, they're out in recess having fun, playing, and they're best friends again. So we have to kind of look at bullying as a serious issue when it is actually bullying, not something where you got a bunch of catty girls just being catty. Or the one time I tell them, hey, I don't like the glasses, So we got to look at those issues. We look at them very closely, and we look at them very seriously. If it is an actual bullying, we address it, and we address it seriously. So with that, I'm not going to talk as much as the other guy did, but I'm going to pass out these brochures. This one is what you need to know about bullying. As a parent or grandparent, I know some of you guys, I think last time gave me, because I'm a grandparent, talk to your kids if there's bullying going on. Read this, and it has a lot of good information on it. So I'll pass these out, and you want one?
No.
Oh, well, here, you want me to. And what's basically in here is just, you know, one-on-one information, what you can talk to kids or grandkids on, and how you can approach them on what bullying really is and so on, so. You don't want one? I'm giving you one anyways. The other thing that we're doing is we're actually raising money to be able to do a lot of these projects out in the community with our mentors and working with kids to be able. My thing with bullying is they don't know how to work as a team. So I want to be able to get some of these kids together, work as a team, and do stuff out in the community. What does it do? It costs money. Everything costs money. So, and no, I'm not asking for money, but I'm gonna. But what we got to do is, you know, we get them out there, get them involved, and get these kids involved. You know, I mentioned soup kitchens, getting them involved in soup kitchens, letting these kids work together as a team. Because when you have people work together as a team, will they bully each other? You might have a little bit of bickering, but I think the bullying will stop. So, as bullying awareness, we're going to try to work with certain kids. Now, I'm still working with our guidance counselors on what we're dealing with, but we're going to try to work with them and counsel them and help them be better citizens in the community. And we're talking not just I don't want to say weaker, but the ones that are being bullied, but even the ones that are the bullies. We want them to come out and be like, hey, wow, I can't believe this is happening. But with that, on October 5th, I hope to see all of you all wearing blue, because the whole month of October is Bullying Prevention Month. And if you go to stopbullying.org, what they have is you can buy t-shirts. This is actually half the t-shirt. You can buy t-shirts, wear the t-shirts, but what we're doing is if you just wear blue at the school, you know, they're gonna be able to give them, you know, character counts cards or whatever. But what we wanted to do was, thanks to Mr. I say his name wrong, Benizio? Oh, Benizio, okay. Well, he offered to give 15% of the proceeds on October 5th to our bullying awareness program. The only thing is that you have to do is you have to bring the coupon in. So we made the brochures, and on the brochure has both coupons. OIP, if you decide to go to OIP, or JP Edwards, and JP Edwards is actually wing night. So, and I fully thank him and hugged him actually, because he never does it on wing night. So he's actually given 15% of the proceeds. So if you go in, you get your tab, you give them the coupon, they'll clip it to it, 15% of the proceeds of your bill goes to our bullying prevention program. So we're able to go out there, go to the community events like we're doing on Saturday at Goose Day, and promote and stop bullying. So I'm gonna pass these out to you guys as well. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, oh, shoot, you guys are better. Here, take another one and pass it someone. Here, take copies. If you go to Junietta,
What?
the Commerce. You go to, is it Junietta Valley?
River Valley.
Oh,
River Valley.
Commerce.org. Okay, if you go there, this is actually on there. They actually put it on there. You can print it out if you wanted to print it out. We got a lot of businesses that are willing to go in and help us with this, and any proceeds that we get will help. Oh, absolutely. And this is also going to help the school, because this is also going to help the school, because some of the proceeds that we make off of this is going towards their character counts, because I'm working hand in hand with the school. A lot of this will go towards their character counts gifts. Mrs. Wellham has worked extremely hard on getting a lot of gifts for these kids that win the character counts. They're going to do a party halfway through the year for so many kids that get so many character counts cards. She's got everything from McDonald's free food to, I think she just recently got Tussey Mountain passes for not snowboarding, but the tubing. So, you know, so this will help all three schools with their character counts, with stuff like that. So it's not just going towards us, but it's also helping the school out as well. So, questions, comments, concerns?